revealed a show of love or a measure of love. My Bible reading I'm going to be taking from Luke chapter 17. Luke 17, 11 to 19. Luke 17, 11 to 19. I'll read. I just give us a couple of seconds to open it. Luke 17, verses 11 to 19. And I'll read. While Jesus was on the way to Jerusalem, he was passing along the border between Samaria and Galilee. As he entered a village, he was met by 10 lepers who stood at the distance, and they raised their voices and called out, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." When he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." And as they went, they were miraculously healed and made clean. One of them, when he saw that he was healed, what did he do? He turned back, glorifying and praising and honoring God with a loud voice. And he lay face down at Jesus' feet, thanking him over and over. He was a Samaritan. Then Jesus asked, "Were not all 10 of you cleansed? Where are the other 9? Was there no one to return and give thanks and praise to God, except this foreigner?" Jesus said to him, "Go, get up and go. Go on your way. Your faith," that is your personal trust. That's what AMP described it as, "has restored you to health." Your faith has restored you to health. 10 of them were healed. 1 came back to give glory to God. I'm going to take a text. We'll talk about that just shortly. But I'm going to take a text. My text I'm taking from Mark chapter 1, verse 40 and 40 to 45. Mark chapter 1, verse 40. And the leper came to him, begging him and falling on his knees before him, saying, "If you are willing, you are able to make me clean." He told him, "If you are willing," saying to him. Then Jesus looked at him and said, "I am willing. I am willing." And he said, "See that you tell," and he healed him. He made him heal. And that's between 40 and 44. Now 44 says, "See that you tell no one anything about this, but go, show yourself to the priest, and offer for your purification that Moses commanded, as proof to them that you are really healed." But he went out and did what? And began to proclaim it freely. And he spread the news of his healing. This is exactly what I want us to pay attention to. To such an extent that Jesus could no longer openly enter a city. He stayed out on unpopulated places. Yet, because people were still coming to him to be healed. Praise the living. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. Amen. So what is gratitude? What is appreciation? I checked the dictionary. And because I just wanted to put a little bit of bone to this. What is gratitude? Gratitude is a quality of being thankful. That is readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. So gratitude is not thank you. Anybody can say thank you and not mean it. Anybody can say, "Oh, thanks for what you did yesterday," and not mean it. Some people will thank you for what you did last year. They will thank you for the one you did last week, but they do not mean it. Gratitude is different. Gratitude is an action. Gratitude is what you do physically. Now, as it ever, I know the Bible doesn't say this. And before we just go on, I'm just going to say my sermon today, I hope it's not driven by emotion. It's actually based on this. Last week, actually, everything I wanted, Pastor told me I was going to, Pastor, thank you so very much for the opportunity. Honestly, every time you say, "Come and do this," I just like, oh my God. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so very much for this opportunity. Now, when she said to me that I was going to do this sermon, I was like, "Hey, God, help me." And I sat down. And while I was at work, I have been so busy the last 2 weeks. I just said, "God, what am I going to do?" And everything, I just started writing things down. Everything I wrote down, and every time I spent the night before last Sunday, was what Pastor did here on Family Forum. She talked about love. She talked about what you want to give back to God. And everything I planned to come and do today was what Pastor did last week. So when I got home, I told her, I said, "Look, everything." And she was like, "Hey, it doesn't matter." I'm like, "No, I know it doesn't matter." That obviously is what God wants us to talk about. That is why she said it last week, and it's the same thing God had laid on my heart. So, has it ever occurred to any one of us that those 9 lepers that did not come back, did they not say thank you? Did they not say thank you? I know the Bible doesn't say. But naturally, if something good happens to you, will you say thank you or not? Impulsively, you say thank you, Jesus. Impulsively, you say, thank God. Anyone will say thank you. But one of them did what? He went further and he went and showed appreciation. He went back to Jesus Christ to say thank you. He went back and was magnifying the name of the Lord. He went back and was giving thanks. He went back and he was happy. That is gratitude. It's different from thank you. You can say thank you to me and the next minute I say something mistakenly and you're ready to fight. Appreciation means what I have done to you for you now has given credit to me. That I can make 2 or 3 mistakes and I can get away with it. Appreciation and gratitude is what you do in return. It's a physical do. Not thank you. It is something you do. Something you use to show that you are appreciative of what you're doing. You know, the second leper that Jesus Christ healed, what did he do? He went and started evangelizing. Even though Jesus Christ warned him, don't tell anyone. What did he do? He couldn't hide it. He couldn't hide it. He went around and told people what Jesus Christ had done for him. He went around. And Jesus Christ, they said some people will sing your praise that you won't be able to hide it. Jesus Christ could not walk freely anymore. So he went an extra mile. He did something wonderful to God. He gave God that loudspeaker that he needed. He created a platform for God. So what I've just done now is just created for us an understanding of what gratitude and appreciation is. What gratitude is and what thank you is. Thank you is word of mouth. You don't have to say thank you to show gratitude. Gratitude is what you do. How you show appreciation. How do you show appreciation to God? What do you do for God? What do you show God that I appreciate you for this? I say thank you for this. What do you do? It's not, some of us only remember to praise God when we come to church and they say, oh yeah, let's give thanks to God. He has kept you alive. He has done this, he has done that. That is the only time we remember. How many times you sit down in the comfort of your home and you say, God, I thank you. I thank you because you're not the best looking man or woman. You've got a wife. You've got a husband. There are people better than you, well character, that have better qualities, that have money, everything. They do not have what you possess. So it's not only when we come to church that we show him gratitude. It's not only when we come to church, you sit down and you analyze, you think, God, I worship your name. I give you glory. You just unprovoked thanks. Unprovoked. You boast about what God has done to you, to people, because it will make a difference in their life. Because it will make a change. You know? So we've set our base for what gratitude and appreciation is. Now we're going to go to the next level. And I'm going to take it a bit further. If you do not have the capacity to love, you cannot appreciate people. And I'm going to repeat that. If you do not have the capacity to show love, you cannot be a grateful person. It takes a lot to appreciate, but you need love to show appreciation. You need love to show gratitude. And I'm going to repeat that sentence again. If you do not have the capacity to love, you cannot be an appreciative person. You can say how? You can ask me how. You can say how? What is the relationship between love and gratitude? What is the relationship between love and appreciation? I pray the Holy Spirit will give us an understanding this afternoon. And I'm going to go, let's go. So what is love? Love, we can define love in whichever we want to define it. It's a deep feeling. The way you will define love is different from the way I can define love. Every one of us can give love a different definition. So I'm going to go with the definition of the Bible. What is love? Love endures. 1 Corinthians 13. It's 4-8, but I'm not going to read all of it. I'm just going to take the key ones. 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4-8. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4-8. Love endures with patience and serenity. Love is kind and thoughtful and is not jealous or envious. Love does not brag and is not proud or arrogant. It is not rude. It is not self-seeking. It is not provoked. nor overly sensitive or easily angered. It does not take into account a wrong endured. It does not rejoice at injustice, but rejoices with the truth. So what is love? Love endures. It takes. It's everything. What is your ability to forgive? Your ability not to remember. Your ability to be able to go like, okay, it's happened. Your ability to make an excuse for somebody. Even before they have said sorry. In your heart, you've made an excuse. So that is love. That is love. When you love, it becomes a lot easier to appreciate. It becomes a lot easier to show what you've done for me, I appreciate it. When you don't love people, people do things to you. Someone does something to you. It might even just be money. Some people have this they have this sense of, sense of entitlement. They need something, you give them maybe £100, and they go and say thank you very much. And in their heart, they are going like, that person can give more than what they are giving. They assume you can do more than you have done. And because of that, they do not appreciate what you have done. And the first opportunity for them to fight with you, they have fought with you and they are keeping malice with you. The first opportunity they have you've done something wrong. You're not God. You've done something wrong. Maybe you've done something to them. The first opportunity, they just want to move on. They just want to keep malice with you. They don't want to talk with you. That is just an act of unappreciation. They think you should give me. I was telling that some days ago, we were talking about it. That some people, you just give them something and they go like, can't he do more than that? He can do more than that now. He can do more than that. Those are very unappreciative people. Very ungrateful people. They forget that whatever you think, you only see me. You only know me. You don't know what's happening. You don't know where I am. 2 weeks ago, I just was angry. I just said, I am no more sending any money to Nigeria. No. I have done this. I have done that. I was just there. The day after I said it, I got a call from home. My aunt died. This last week. My aunt died. This one died. I'm like, oh my God. Me, I just won. I won't send any money for the next 3 weeks. No money is going to go to that Nigeria. And then they said someone died. And then in the middle of that, there was the need for this, there was the need for that. And that was me, and I was just doing whatever. So on Monday, I remembered somebody. And I just texted the person, and we had a exchange of chats and stuff like that. And as I just got off the phone, the Holy Spirit said to me, send money to that person. The Holy Spirit said to me, send money to that person. I was like, no. I've broken my vow. Last week I've done this, I've done that, I've done whatever. On Thursday, the person sent me a message and said I should please send 10,000 naira. I was like, my God. I was so upset with myself. 10,000 naira. And what I had in my head was maybe to send like 40,000. I would have sent that on Monday. So, I was now like, oh my God. I just did that. And when I told Lado, she said to me that, do this. The fact that she even said it alone, I was like, I said, okay, don't worry, I'll do. She said I should send some more and stuff like that. What am I saying? I'm just saying that people forget that sometimes it takes the Holy Spirit for people to do things for you. You might expect I should do something for you. If the Holy Spirit doesn't lay it on my heart, I will not do it. I will not do it because I don't have the capacity. I am not God. I don't know what's going on in your heart. I don't know what problems you have. Only the Holy Spirit can direct people to do things that we want them to do. Only the Holy Spirit can do that. So how has God shown us love? God himself sent his only begotten son because he loved us. That's what he did for us. That's what he did for us. So what have we done for him in return? I'm just going to quickly take only one example. Ecclesiastes 9:11. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11. Let's take an example. I have observed everything under the sun. Are we there? I'm sorry, I'm just kind of conscious of time now. I have observed something else under the sun. The fastest runner doesn't always win the race. And the strongest warrior doesn't always win the battle. The wise sometimes go hungry. And the skillful are not necessarily wealthy. And those who are educated don't always lead successful life. It is all decided by chance, by being in the right place at the right time. Everything in life, where we are today, it is by the grace, the mercy of God. That is what he has given to us. That is what he has done for us. That means The job you are in today, you're earning how much? 3,000 pounds. And you have a difficulty with paying your tithe. Like I said earlier on, thank you is not gratitude. Thank you is not appreciation. What you do, what do you do? The truth is, it is easier for you to pray 3,000 out of that, to pray 300 out of that 3,000 than to pay 1,000 out of 10,000. Trust me, it is not easy to put down 1,000 pounds. So the bigger you think you're earning, the more difficult it becomes for you to pay that tithe. And that is just a little example of how we can be unappreciative. You think the interview you went to was because you were good? Or the interview where you went there and bamboozled all of them? My interview, I went there and I bamboozled them. I did not know anything. When the work started, my boss knew this one doesn't know anything. He just used, it was Holy Spirit that just spoke for me. So do you think it is you that spoke that made you get that job? No. How do you appreciate God? What do you do for God in return for that simple job He gave you? That little thing He has given you, how do you appreciate? Gratitude is an action, not words. Not by coming to church or roll for Him. No. What are you doing? Obedience. Simple obedience to His words. Simple obedience to the things that He has asked us to do. So it means that job is not because you're wonderful or whatever. And then it's the same thing in our homes. Husband, when was the last time you sat down and looked, God, thank you. This woman, God said, husband, love your wife. And last week, we were talking about, we saw the video of the woman's testimony, where she said, if you are guilty of one, you are guilty of all. So does it mean there's a possibility that, husband, if you don't love your wife, you can get to the kingdom, to the gate of heaven, and they will ask you, or woman, wife, respect your husband, and you will get there, and they will ask you, did you respect your husband? Did you do what he said you should do? Were you submissive? There is that possibility, because it's in the Bible. It is in the Bible that we should do those things. So is there a possibility that by not even showing love, you might not make heaven? That by not showing respect or whatever, you might not make heaven? I don't even want to take that chance. Do we want to take that? I don't think we want to take the chance. I don't want to know. So every word of the Bible, we want to try and obey. We want to try as much as possible to follow it. Is there a reason why the Lord will ask you, that husband I gave you, or that wife I gave you, or those children I put under your responsibility, what did you give to them? What did you show them? Like I said, some people have a sense of entitlement. The husband will come home, he will labor, he will do this, he will do everything. Everything you want him to do. Or say maybe 70%. And all you are seeing is the 30% he hasn't done. And it's the same way we are with God. We don't appreciate Him. We only see it last week on Friday. We talked about how we're preaching, how we're praying. And let's make a list of all the things He has done from when you were born. And make a list of the things you think you need. How many of us have the same prayer points from last year? We are constantly moving. Things are constantly getting better for us. So love is a criteria. Pastor said on Sunday that, it is not only man that God said, that woman too. I'm going to define, go by it. This is my commandment, that ye love one another as I have loved you. John 15:12. Love one another as I have loved you. If you love, it will not be easy for you to have a fight or a quarrel at every opportunity. It will not be easy for you to do things that will contradict the many things of investment, the many things that people have done. He says, so how do you love better? How do you show the things that you want to do to God? How do you become a better person? How many times do you sit down as a husband and you sit down at home and you go like, God, my wife, I want to go the extra mile. You think about the things God has given to you. My husband, I want to go the extra mile. How can I do be a better wife? How can I be a better member of the congregation? How can I serve you more, God? How can I show you more love, my Lord? What can I do? The things you do, the pattern you have last year, is the same pattern you have this year. The things you do, the way you worship God, the way you serve God, last year is the same way you are. What is wrong with us wanting to build, to improve? Where is the act of improvement? God, how can I do better for you? How can I serve you more? What can I do? How can I sit down there and just be comfortable with where I am? The extra mile Do we want to go the extra mile? Now, I wrote here, have you ever asked yourself or told yourself, God, I appreciate you. How can I be a better child? How can I do more? How much you appreciate God shows your love for him. Your love for God is shown by how much you appreciate him. The things you do for him, not the coming to church on Sunday when they say he gave you life and we start going, blah, 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 and we start, that is not it. Appreciation is you examine yourself. You sit down at home and go like, God, what can I do more? How can I show you more love? How can I show you more passion? My husband, my wife, my children, what can I do? You analyze the individual. You look. You search yourself. It's important to self-examine. How often do we self-examine? How many of us always think it's the other person's fault? Or the other person's, is it the other person that's done, that's caused this situation to be the way they are? It's easy to blame the other person. Very easy. And I've been in situations where maybe I'm angry, maybe something has happened, maybe Lord and I have had a conversation and stuff, and I go like, blah, blah, blah. But because I have told my God that I have submitted my spirit to him and I want him to take control, he will tell me that, have you analyzed it? Do you actually think she's the one that is wrong? And I'll search myself. I will always take a step back. And that's something I've built in my life from last year. I will always try and take a step back. It is important that we take a step back. You can only appreciate people more. You can only appreciate God more if you always take a step back and analyze and go like, am I doing enough? How can I become better? How can I do more? What can I offer more? What can I offer more? So I just want us to kind of like reflect what we've talked about quickly. How can I appreciate God more? How can I do more for him? Now I want us to pray. I'm just going to, and I'll split my sermon into two parts. How we can become better, how we can appreciate better. But first, before we understand what it is, now I want us to say a couple of prayers. And just kind of like examine our hearts and search ourselves. Just 2 prayer points. I want us to close our eyes and say, Father, in every way I have not been appreciative enough. Have mercy. Father, in every way I haven't shown you enough gratitude. Have mercy on me. Have mercy. Father, it's because I do not understand. It's because I do not know. In any way, oh Lord God, I have not been able to do as much as you have given to me. Father, Lord, have mercy. Have mercy on me, oh Lord God. Have mercy. Forgive me. Do not let it stand against me. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. By the power and the blood of Jesus. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Now I just want us to quickly search ourselves. As a child of God, we must intentionally desire to be a better person. I want us to actually search ourselves and say, God, give me the spirit to be a better person. It can't always be the other people's fault. It can't always be because they haven't done this, that things are this way. It can't be because of that. Father, Lord, please help me. Help me, Lord, to be able to break myself, to break my spirit for you. In the name of Jesus. Father, Lord, help me. Give me the strength. Give me the will. Give me the zeal. The intentional act of wanting to be a better person. Help me, oh Lord God. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Are we still together? Yes. Are we happy? Okay, we're now going to try to become more appreciative people. How can I become a more appreciative person? The Bible says in Philippians 4:4, rejoice in the Lord always. And again I say what? Rejoice. Rejoice all the time. Be joyous. Let there be joy in your heart. Some of us will say, only God gives true joy. Yes, that is standard. Only God gives true love. But God does not dwell where there is anger. God does not dwell where there is pain, where there is bitterness. God doesn't go there. God doesn't go there. God only dwells in light. So the joy of the Lord will only come upon me, will only come upon you if your heart is plain, if it is pure, if it's happy. So the one you have a choice over is your happiness. Happiness. Pastor, some time ago, Pastor was talking about how some people keep malice, how men of God even. And the only thing I ask myself, I sit down, I think, do they know, is it me that doesn't understand that God said, if I have an offering I'm bringing to him, and I have someone I'm fighting with, I should drop it and go back. So if I'm not asking him for something and I'm praying, and I'm keeping malice with someone, I don't understand the logic. I don't know. Is it my lack of understanding or my whatever? I don't know, because I don't know how comfortable it can be to pray when I've got a bad whatever at someone. So I don't know if it's right. So your heart has got to be pure for God to introduce His joy into it. If your heart is not pure, if it is not clean, God cannot put His joy there. God will not, even in a home where there is harmony, the joy of the Lord dwells there. In a home where there is trouble, there is confusion, there is this, there is whatever, God Himself just leaves them to be doing their thing. May the good Lord not leave us to do our things in the name of Jesus. May the good Lord give us the strength and the power, the will. And I understand that sometimes things can be difficult. People can wrong us. But the Bible doesn't leave room for that. So how do we appreciate the more? How do we appreciate people the more? We go the extra mile. We go the extra mile to have joy and happiness in our hearts. You cannot have permanent anger in you. Some people are just angry. They are just angry. There's just anger. They're just angry. Everything upsets them. It cannot be everybody's fault. And I'm going to just quick through life. When we went for the what was it now? It was the passing out of the whatever. There were so many people in a room. And a lady that was clearing the place was telling everybody, can you please move out? This place is crowded, rowdy. We need to give down so everybody, blah, blah, blah. And this one, honestly, I was there and I saw how polite she was. And we all moved out. And some lady with a baby and she was pregnant. I want to attribute it to her pregnancy. God forgive me. She just got outside. She can say it in a better way. No. And she was really, really raking. She was angry. And someone went to tell the woman that someone is angry or that your attitude, the way you did it wasn't good. And the woman came outside and said, no, I'm really sorry. You needed to see the way she reacted. The woman came to apologize. She pushed the woman away. She's passing out for SODO. She's passing out for School of Disciples. She pushed the lady and moved away. Hey, don't leave me alone. I don't want to. And I'm like, this is so much anger. I was there. I saw the lady, the way she acted. So there's no way anyone should be that angry. But there's always the possibility that there's anger. Some people are just angry. There's just something inside of them that will not make them. No. Let us also make allowance in our soul for people. There must be allowance. If God has done so much, and we're angry about the little things, there's so many times, so many ways where someone will just you just get angry. Hey, he didn't do this, but you forget that at least the fact that I spent the last whatever doing certain things for you should buy me a little bit of credit. There's something called credit. Even with God, we have credit. Our credit speaks for us. So as a husband or as a wife, all the things that I have labored doing is not enough for me to even make a mistake or trip or to say something. And then the good things I've done before should be as a credit. It is appreciation to go that what you did for me yesterday, I am happy about it. Not that I've done something wonderful now. You're so happy about it. And in the next 10 minutes, I make a mistake and you're ready to be angry with me immediately. That is lack of appreciation. Whether we want to agree or not, it is pure lack of appreciation. And I'm not talking about grievous offense or something major that can cause anyone to get angry. I'm talking about simple basic things. Might only be a tiny speech or something. And you're ready to just get angry. That is lack of appreciation. That is lack of showing gratitude. In whichever way we want to look at it. And that's the truth. It says we should love more. See the good in everyone. You are not perfect. Nobody is. So others cannot be. If you are not perfect, how can the next person be perfect? I am not perfect. How can I expect anybody here? And I'm just going to, something just came to mind. I'm just going to quickly say a quick story. Larry is going to kill me when we get home though, but I'll just quickly say this story. Honestly, for the past 3 years or 2 years or 3 years, I've been asking her to do something. And, I've begged her, I've prayed, whatever she should do it. I wanted her to do it. And she refused. I said, okay. And 2 weeks ago, we were praying, and it just came to my heart. And I just prayed to God. God, I want this. I want her to do this, blah, 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 blah. And I prayed. And 2 days before again, it came to my heart, and I prayed about it. And then we're talking 2 days later, and she just said to me that she was going to do this on Saturday, blah, blah, blah. I was so excited. Because of the excitement in me, I did not want it to show. And I started asking questions. And I said, are you sure? blah, 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 blah. My wife just got angry. I said, why don't you just see the positive in what, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, have you forgotten I'm the one that has been asking you to do this? She now said, yes, but you two should ask the right questions. I'm like, I'm not Jesus Christ now. How can I have the right question all the time? I know, she said sorry. I laughed, even though I know she didn't mean it. But you know, that's just the way it is. Sometimes we want to say something to ourselves, and it doesn't come out right. I can say something to you without the intention of hurting you, and it won't come out right. But if there's that room, love is enduring. Love is, you make provision, and we must do that as children of God. That is the way to build us as individuals. That is the way to make us better people. Love is trying, going the extra mile. That's the word. You have made an excuse for the person before, and it's the same thing in the house of God. We have made an excuse. We have understood that the man or woman of God, there's woman in front of it before of God. There's man before of God. So there's room for error. We must. If we do not offend ourselves, we're doing eye service. Is Ojuaye? What's the word? Ojuaye is eye service, right? Eyes of the world. If we do not get... Honestly, that is what it is. We're just pleasing ourselves. If we do not have a situation where we can argue every now and then, we must be able to argue because we have to be lying to ourselves for us not to have room. But what happens after that argument? What happens? Does the fact that we've been together and we've loved each other, does that count? Should that not count? That immediately after that anger and that fight, it should be able to go on. We must be able to go on as children of God. We must make room for ourselves. We must be happy. We must be more contented. A lot of us are not contented with what we have. We are never satisfied. We don't have enough. We are never ever satisfied. He can do better. How can he give me 100 pounds? Can't you see my situation is bigger now? Hey, is he your God? He's not your God now. And he doesn't know. He doesn't know what he should do. We must be able to understand that person also has got things in his head. On Friday, I put petrol in my diesel car. I cannot explain it. I have boasted so many times it can never happen. How can I put petrol in diesel? The one is green, one is black. And I haven't used a petrol car in forever in this country. I don't think I've ever driven a petrol car. So in the last 10 years, I've been driving a car that uses diesel. I think, okay, no, my own that was petrol. But I haven't used a petrol car in years. So how would I put petrol in a diesel car? So we all have things going on. So there's a possibility we can say things. Appreciation is to understand that it is human for us to make a mistake. It is human for us to make a mistake. We've got to be happy. We've got to be contented with whatever we have. Be satisfied. Yes, we can do more. But there's something that says you can pray for him to do more. You can pray for him to give more. And some weeks ago, Auntie was talking about a man that comes home all the time and the house is upside down, he's angry, he's this, he's that. And because of that, the marriage will break. And that's too trivial. That is absolutely too trivial to break a home. If you're a child of God, you understand that you use these tactics, you've used this, it doesn't work. Okay, start praying and start tidying up yourself. Start praying and start tidying up yourself. You're not perfect either. You appreciate that person you want to condemn to death. You want to condemn, you want to push away. You want to wreck their lives by living or by breaking a home or something. That person has got a little good. There must be a good. Some people marry out of deceit. Agreed. There are situations. But that is where the Holy Spirit also comes in. If you put it in front of him first. Help me. So I just want us to kind of like, I'm just going to round up by saying that let's just, as children of God, ask ourselves, how can I appreciate God more? How can I appreciate my spouse more? How can I appreciate the children? Because it's also important as a child of God to appreciate the children that God has given you. You cannot always be putting them down. You can not only see the faults in them. There must be some good in them. If there's no good, that means to an extent you have failed. If when they were growing up, you haven't put certain things in them, that means there's a possibility. I'm not saying definitely. So how can we improve each other? How can we make allowances? It is absolutely important to make allowances. And that's what's going to move us to the next level. rejoice. And I say again, rejoice. God gives joy, but God will only put joy in you if there's happiness, if there's joy, if there's peace in your heart. That is the choice we have to make. What is your choice? Your choice should be to be able to put some happiness in your soul. Let us pray. I just want us to set ourselves and ask the good Lord that we serve to give us that spirit of love, the spirit of contentment, the spirit to be able to make room, the spirit to be able to help, the spirit to be able to guide, the spirit to be able to do the things He wants us to do. Let us ask that the Spirit of God should reign in us and make us better people. We have to be better people to human beings before we can become better people to God. Before we can begin to appreciate God more. If you do not appreciate a human being, you cannot appreciate God. Because whatever help that person is giving to you, it is only directed by God, whether we like it or not. It is God. If the devil takes over the heart of somebody, he will not have any control over anything. Let us pray that God, please help me. Help me to appreciate more. We have to first show love to the people around us before we can show it to God. Give us the capacity, oh Lord God, to love you. Give us the capacity to be your children. Give us the capacity to do the things that we're supposed to do. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.